Welcome to the Rich Report, a podcast with news and information on high-performance computing. Today, my guest is from Huawei. We have Mohammad Moshref. He is the Senior IT Storage Solutions Manager at Huawei Enterprise. So Mohammad, welcome to the show today.
Thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate you having me.
Well, thanks for coming on, Mohammad. What I thought we'd do is we'll have you go through the slides, and then we'll do a Q&A at the end.
That sounds good. Okay, so the slide number one, basically the key message for the HPC market dynamic is to outcompute is to outcompete. Obviously, HPC is key challenges is the operating system and file system, the environments of bioscience, CE, chemical engineering, geoscience, and weather applications. There are huge amounts of storage and bandwidth required for the network. So to really have a good solution for this fast dynamic and of HPC, of course you need a fast processor, complex memory, hierarchies, interconnect fabric, massive storage facilities, and of course high fidelity virtualization environment. So with HPC we cannot ignore the cloud services. There are a big push for the private cloud and public cloud, even on the HPC side. So if you can build it on premises or messages, you could also build it on the cloud. Very simple, but it's very effective. Then this also elaborate on a previous slide, moving to slide number 5. The future of basically is going to be part of this hybrid private cloud, and we'll have a section with the public cloud as well. It depends on the application. But the whole HPC data center would be part of this hybrid private cloud, and then of course you have on a public cloud the big vendors such as Amazon and the Rackspace, SDSCs, and others that are going to be part of that public cloud implementations. And by the way, we are also having a very good private public cloud that we are working on a key vertical such as entertainment and media. That we are going to be working to implement our public as well as a private cloud in that environment. So data center infrastructure for HPC, as we all know, is very complicated. It's because you have the application that is listed on the top, energy, DNA medicines, video, EDA chipsets design. These are all applications and databases that require huge amount of storage and bandwidth and throughput. So the infrastructures of the HPC application software is really stacked, such as a scalable file system, which is your NAS. You have to have a middleware for the parallel environment, and then of course you have to have development tools to support those environments. Then after the application stack or middleware stack, you have your OS. Typically Red Hat, or you have your other flavors of the open file system. Then to put all these things together, of course, you need a very high-speed interconnect network, such as 10 gig, InfiniBand, and of course 40G as well. And by the way, Huawei provides all those high-speed interconnect that I present to you later on. Then on a server side and the storage side, you have to have a HPC storage to basic store and provide you with the fast throughput of all the applications that we listed on the top. Truly a scale out, a scaling, and a scale up. So when I click on the same slide to the right hand side, you're going to get a picture of what Huawei presents for all this architecture of the HPC. So we have HPC computing nodes, we have high-speed network, then we have HPC storage backups. So the model is the following. Huawei is all-in-one HPC solution. And what it means is we design and plan and design the integration part, development part, optimization and customization, and of course finish it up with the backup disaster recovery. Again, if you look at the circle, this is all around the applications that we talk. So I just want to remind you that the remaining of the slide that I'll go through from point to the end, these are the problems at HPC conference and show about 3 weeks ago, Colorado in Denver. One of the key converged product that presented is the E9000 that we are very proud of. Is it truly simple, dense, and scalable? But it has lots of great functionality, such as up to 64 CPUs at 12U rack, very high density, fabric bandwidth of up to 15.6 terabyte per second. You got the capacity of the blade, 15 terabytes per blade, and of course, performance up to 40 degrees C. This product was showcased, and we got lots of great review. We got competition stopping by Dell, HP, of course, Ohio Supercomputing Center, Cray stopped by. They're very interested to implement this in their environment. We just provided a RFQ to the Ohio State High Performance Computing Center last week that they're requiring up to 500 terabytes implementation that we're going to be part of. Cray was very interested to talk to us, so we're going to start talking to them beginning of the next year. So we are very excited about the E9000 offering. It gives you a breakdown of what is the E9000 server implementation is. So if I will start from the left, like going clockwise. It has computer node, which is CH121. These are the model number, by the way, of the servers. It has another compute node, so you can have two different compute nodes, CH140. Then you have GPU nodes. For HPC, of course, because of the intense calculations, and is not the only you need Intel CPU, but also you need NVIDIA fast GPU to complete the total processing. So we have GPU nodes, which is CH2220, two of those as well. Then, of course, you have to have a storage nodes to interconnect the GPU and a compute node, which is CH222. Then we got the fat nodes, which is CH40, two of them as well. Then on the bottom is your converged networking infrastructure. And this was the part that competition such as Dell, even EMC, that they stopped by and looked at. They were amazed by the converged infrastructures and architecture of this box. All the features that are listed on the bottom, they are embedded in this system, so it will provide you with a very seamless interconnectivity. A rack switch with the cables running separately. They're all embedded in this E9000 architecture. This was another all-in-one rack server, Tecal E9000, that we were presenting. Super fast, very high capacity, up to 2 petabytes of storage capacity. It is very efficient, of course, with a huge saving, 15%, and very dense. This is very new. And keep in mind, these are all introduced to the U.S. market for the first time. Of course, they were selling in China as well as Europe, but so we are excited now that for the first time we could offer this great technology that has been designed by our Huawei engineers and architects that we can present that in the U.S. Slide number 12, it will give you other product that we offer. C is one side, but of course the other side is you have to have the super fast server to interconnect to your HPC environment. So Huawei has a very good server product line from 1U all the way to the 4U and 5U that is listed here. That you can go from 12 times 24 DDR DIMMs all the way up to 48 for the RH2485 models, and of course RH5885. There are high-end implementations. So and our servers. They compete very well as far as the price performance with HP and Dell. Of course, on the lower end side, as you know, Supermicro and Quanto, they flood the market with the cheap product. Something I would like to mention, and many people that stopped by in a booth, when we were opening up these servers, they were so impressed by the quality of the finish. It is really, truly high-end design boxes. I mean, the stainless steel, the finishing, the inside of the design, the motherboard, the fan, the cooling. It is really impressive product. This is another product that we are very excited. Is our OceanStor 9000. Is a truly a scale-out NAS. I just want to give you an overview. The previous product, 8500, it was a joint venture with the Symantec. So basically, the file system was the Symantec Net Backup, which was from the Veritas. The boxes, so the nodes and the storage were Huawei. Now the OceanStor 9000 is all designed and architecture by Huawei, from hardware all the way to the software and operating system is going to be Huawei product. It is going to be introduced to the U.S. I will say around March. It can it scales from 3 nodes minimum to all the way to 288. And gives you a comparison as far as what is in the market. Isilon, which is the highest as far as the number of nodes for the scale-out functionality, they have up to 168. So that gives you a good perspective of what is our implementation going from 3 to 288. Massive scale-out, very, very good products. And this product is going to have the support of the Hadoop, MapReduce, Redupe, inline compression, encryptions, true clustering, and the nearline high IOPS. The IOPS is so high that even just like up to 3 million IOPS. Another logo that we have for our NAS product line is X-in-1 management, storage, analysis, and archive. This is the first storage that really takes advantage of our converged architecture. That means the storage for analysis and archiving needed to achieve the X-in-1 management. So moving to the slide number 15, it gives you a better understanding of the scale-out NAS is for distributed workload, a scale-out database for unstructured data. So I mentioned about the Hadoop. Of course, Hadoop's implementation in the market has been you have to have a very huge unstructured the database to take advantage of Hadoop. We're talking about the Facebook, we're talking about the Google database data centers. So we have that implementation in our NAS offering. Then, of course, your NAS cannot be completed if you don't have a support of the scale-out backup, which we do. So moving to slide number 16. Another product that I want to very briefly talk about, we have this hidden secret. It's called PCle ES3000. It is designed by Huawei, FPGA currently. The ASIC prototype has been built. The reason we decided to go to FPGA because we will have the control of the dynamic changes. We can do the changes real fast. As you know, with ASIC, if there are changes, you have to wait for the next version of the ASIC. It costs more to introduce the ASIC. This product, we just finished running there is a third party called SSD storage that they are like SPC1. They do benchmarking for specifically SSD and PCIe SSD cards. We outnumber, as you see on the bottom of the presentation, is the storage performance. There's a link that you can click, and it has all the tests that they have run. This card compared to Fusion IO and anybody's out there, Micron, LSI, it has outperformed all those 3 cards on OLTP, on the read writes, on the IOPS, as it says on the presentation, 20 times faster. And please don't keep in mind the lowest latency and the best price performance. So I will say we are 20 to 30% better performance versus Fusion IO. This product has been installed in one of the biggest China websites, such as like they're like a Google type of the China, and also in Russia. Over 20,000 of these PCIe cards has been installed in their data centers. Moving to the slide number 17, I just want to give you another overview of other products that we have. Not only we have a scale-out and converged storage and high-end server and NAS product and SAN product, we also have a very good story and product and architecture on our Dorado, which is all SSD scalable controllers and product line. This product, it is all designed by Huawei again, the controller, the ASIC, even the SSD. So the only thing, of course, everybody buys is the media. Is like you have to buy the media from the big companies such as Samsung or Micron. So the media is not ours, but everything else is designed by Huawei. Um, Great performance, great IOPS with the excellent price performance. And we have two models of this: is Dorado 2100 G2 for the 10 to 20 terabytes or small implementations, and then of course the highest performance one is the 5000 series. And as you see, even with the 2100, you can achieve up to 600K IOPS. It is really super fast, and the latency of 500 microseconds. It is superb. Of course, it does support the 10 gig interface, fiber channel, and InfiniBand if one chooses to. Moving to slide number 19, that gives you a HPC Cloud Fabric solution. What we have, as I mentioned, is not only the 10 gig switches we have, we also have a very good product line of the core switches. These are like the 10 gig and 100 gigs, 10 gig Tor, top of the rack switches. We have two models, and G2 top of the rack switches, three models. These are all high quality fabric with a great price performance when we go against Cisco and Juniper. Very high speed line cards, 4 times 100 gigs, 24 times 40, 96 times 10. Very different variety and models for different implementation. Of course, the whole thing is invest in protection, agile business deployment, reliable networks, carrying high-value services. So then I move to slide number 20, which is basically HPC Powerable Huawei Enterprise. We have a very good solution. We have very good architectures. For your information, I don't know if you know or not, Rich, we have over Huawei Enterprise. It's truly innovative engineering company. We have over 60,000 dedicated, very young, talented engineers working very hard. In U.S. market, of course, we focus on the networking and storage product line. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be focusing on high-end server and NAS product line as well. So I think I did very good at 10:22. So we have some times for Q&A. So hopefully I'll be able to answer.
Well, great. Thanks for that, Mohammed. A question back on slide 10 about the E9000. I'm curious how it all interconnects with. Is there a backplane that does all that with the fat nodes, or how does it work?
Right. That's a very good question. Of course, with any kind of a slide number 10, the E9000. So if you look at when I went to the clockwise, they are all interconnected. So when you look at the E9000 in the middle, when you open the back, all these converged infrastructure blade server that I talked about, the compute nodes, the GPU nodes, and the storage nodes and the fat nodes, they're all kind of like layered together that provide you the connectivity for the compute. Then, of course, on the bottom, you have the different GE switches, right? 10 gig, or you can go InfiniBand if you wish, or if you want to stay with the fiber channel switches. So the interconnect is also built in to the compute node of the converged infrastructures. That's how they interconnect, basically.
Yeah. And then as a company, Mohammed, do you guys see like your storage offerings as a way to penetrate new markets out there in the different kinds of data centers?
Yeah, absolutely. And see, the thing is, our storage, because of the Huawei, as you know, has been a big conglomerate on telco. Everything has been built in the telco grade. Then Huawei decided to get to the networking. Then back in 1999, Huawei started R&D on storage. Then from 1999, they have done lots of architectures, patents, implementation on storage. Came with the fiber channel, 4 gig fiber channel in 2002, and the evolution has continued. The SAM product line and the NAS product line. Our SAM product line, this is a very true story because I was part of the Huawei Symantec 2 years ago. We had some product was running on M&E market. So because Huawei Symantec got closed, the office got closed, these customers were still doing the testing of our storage product line. Then when we were visiting them, when we opened the office here in U.S., and they told us, your system is still running without any failure, our storage. So we will see our storage is very solid. But of course, as you know, because of our business model, we sell through the channel partners. It takes a little bit longer. As you know, storage is very complicated.
Yeah.
You have to understand the application, database. So it has a longer sales cycle, but the product line is very solid. And I will say, 2014, one of our goals and my goal is to really increase the storage line revenue, and hopefully by 10 to 20 million.
Oh, terrific. Well, I hope so. So, kind of a wrap-up question here. I mean, how does somebody engage with Huawei? Like you mentioned, the Ohio Supercomputer Center. Do they go with their normal, hardware provider and go through that route, or how does it work?
Well, of course, we are going through the Ohio Supercompany with our channel partner, Aspire, right? So the Aspire basically placed a bet. We went and registered. It was another RF for the huge implementation. That one is going to be really taking place mid-2014 to 2015. So that requirement, they wanted the Luster as well as IBM GPFS implementation. Currently, we don't support Luster in our N9000. Our operating system, which is Wushu, really acts like is a distributed cluster file system that works really like IBM GPFS. Mm-hmm. But so basically, through our close partnership with channel partners, that they are focused on a specific industry. For example, Aspire is very focused on high-end servers and storage. They are the one that went and registered for this bet.
Yeah.
So that's how basically we get in.
Well, great. So, and you were, active at supercomputing. Can we expect to see you at SC14 next year in New Orleans?
Yeah, absolutely. We are also, January 5th and 6th, me and my colleagues going to be attending the Storage Vision, which is a partnership with SNIA. We are very active with the SNIA organization. Mm-hmm. So definitely VMware, Oracle Board. And we also, because Richard, we focus on our partnership with channel partners, we also go to lots of small shows as well to do collaboration with our channel partners. Some OEM partnership that we have in M&E and education. We do many of those shows as well.
Sure. Well, Mohammad, this has been very interesting, and I want to thank you once again for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate for your time.
Okay, you bet. Okay, folks, that's it for the Rich Report. Stay tuned for more news and information on high-performance computing.